This is Prince Kumar here. I'm a rank 1 Citrix and PowerShell trainer throughout the Bangalore as per the UrbanPro list. Before proceeding further, for my personal and professional experience and my training style, I would like to give you the brief about the product and the technology which I do cover. Okay, so the major part where we play a lot, that is Citrix training. So in Citrix training, there are different categories. Actually, there are Citrix Administration, which comes for the soft virtualization. Then we have a Citrix Zen server for Linux. Then we have a networking as well, which comes for the Citrix NetScaler. So the training which I do cover from the Citrix perspective, that is Citrix software virtualization, where we cover Zen desktop, Zen app, provisioning services, storefront, and Citrix licensing. That is something which we do cover. Okay. Now, apart from this, nowadays we are well known aware that we do have, a Citrix Cloud also there in the market, and Citrix. Uh, we have a collaboration with Microsoft Azure as well, where we work in the combination of Citrix Cloud with the Microsoft Azure. So that also comes in our software virtualization training here. So for this Citrix software virtualization, the certificates which are valid, those are CCA-V, CCP-V, and CCE-V. So Citrix Certified Associate in Virtualization, Citrix Certified Professional in Virtualization, and Citrix Certified Expert in Virtualization. CCE-V is the one which comes later, okay, not initially, because that is for the architect purpose. But yeah, CCA-V and CCP-V comes at the first priority. Okay. Apart from Citrix training, we deal for Microsoft PowerShell automation as well. As you guys are aware that we are working in such an era where everything is going for automation. Everything, you take any technology where open APIs are available, it could be Citrix, VMware, Microsoft Exchange Server, Active Directory Server, you take any technology, we have PowerShell available. And due to this diversifying nature of the PowerShell, we have to automate several amount of stuff which can reduce our working time as well. So that is something which is boom in the market right now. And yes, we are also providing the training in the PowerShell also. Okay, any kind of scripting, any kind of PowerShell script analysis, we are dealing with that. So we'll discuss about these topic more on the later end, but prior to that, let me brief you about myself. Okay, so without making any further delay, let me open my profile and let me show you as well that what kind of experience I do carry with me. Because when we are dealing in this training field, first of all, we have to have explain ourselves so that you will come to know from what kind of background we are coming here. Okay, so let me share my screen, guys. Just so the thing is, I started my career with Citrix R&D itself. Okay, and now I completed 8 years in Citrix on a different role altogether. Earlier, I started as a Citrix engineer, then moved as an enterprise engineer. Then I moved to IBM as a Citrix SME. Then I became a consultant for Citrix in HPE. And now again, I became a Citrix architect in Cognizant. Okay. So in all these kind of roles, I'm working in depth for Citrix and PowerShell automation with Azure Cloud. Okay. Along with that, I started training as well. And since the starting phase of my training period, I'm associated with UrbanPro. A very nice and a very attractive experience I got from UrbanPro, that they are like people are attached with them so lively that we are able to connect without any hassle with my trainees. Okay, so total 8 years of experience I do carry for my Citrix and PowerShell automation. Okay, where I deal with the different versions of the Citrix. Either you take any kind of Zen desktop, Zen app, or maybe new series, which is 7.x series for the Excalibur, Windows deployment, consulting, troubleshooting as well. All those things I am dealing with there. Okay, along with this retail training, I do provide corporate trainings as well. Okay, in Bangalore itself and in Hyderabad also, I provided a lot of corporate trainings for Citrix and PowerShell. Somewhere individually, like corporate training for Citrix is different part, corporate training for PowerShell is a different part. But somewhere it's like a combination, because as I told, that PowerShell is applicable wherever we have a open window-based API, any kind of application, any kind of technology you can take. So like Fidelity Investment, Wipro, TCL, okay, SCL is there, Tech, System, SLK, Dell, IBM, like that. There are so many in my list where I completed my corporate training with a very positive feedback. You can check my feedback on Google and as well as on UrbanPro website as well, guys. Okay, so I'm comfortable enough to provide training in any mode. You can come to home as well, and I do provide online training as well. Okay, my lot of training traffic comes from India, UK, and Australia as well. Okay, and from there, definitely we do connect either early morning or maybe late night. So timing wise, also I'm very flexible. There is no concern about the timing over here. And the main USB, for all these things is that there is no restriction or there is no foundation about the timing here. Okay. Suppose today you are available, just imagine from 8 to 9 o'clock. Tomorrow you are not available, so no need to worry. We will connect once you are available. You have to just let me know prior your availability, prior your non-availability. That's it. So there is nothing like you miss something or you have to take care from your end. There is nothing like that over here. That's a very good thing which I applied and people appreciate it. So because a lot of professional people are working in shifts, so few people are in day shift, few people are in night shift. So sometimes it happens that maybe you are still in sleep and you're like you are unable to attend the meeting. So that doesn't mean that you missed or you won't get that topic again. It's not like that. One thing. Second thing is all the sessions which we are doing, I would say 90% of the trainings nowadays are going online. Most of the people are very comfortable in the online training because it avoids a traveling time as well. So uh, we are providing recordings as well of each and every live session where you need not to do anything. We will conduct the training, we will record it, we will process it, and then we'll provide to the link and you can download it from there. There's no extra charges for the recordings, guys. There are a lot of people who took the charges for the recording videos as well, but here that is not the case. Okay, here you are just paying for what you are getting in the knowledge terminology. That's it, nothing apart from that. Okay, in the recording session, the main thing is like suppose in future also if you missed any recording, you can let me know because you will be connected with me after training as well. I will come to that point later. But yeah, in future, let's say you missed some session as well, you can let me know that, Prince, this session is not available to me. No worries, because my all the sessions are getting recorded. So maybe from any another batch, same topic, if that is covered, I can provide that session to you guys. So that facility is also available over here. Apart from that, guys, I maintain a Citrix global community group worldwide over the WhatsApp. Okay, so there whosoever enroll with me, you guys will get an opportunity to connect with my trainees from throughout the globe. And whatever kind of query you have, either maybe you are working in your project and you have some concern, you got some issues and that particular issue is not getting fixed by you, maybe you searched a lot but still you are having a problem, no worries at all. You can put up your query over there. Anybody in that particular group can reply. That's how we work. So it's like discussion kind of stuff we maintain. It's not like a typical training structure. Okay, so that's why, like, after training as well, still you are connected with me. Okay, there are people who are connected with me, even they took a training 5 to 6 years back also, but that's how we work. And suppose you want to do a job change, so you can put your resume over there, because there are people who are working in different organizations. So definitely whosoever is having any opening or any link, they can refer you guys. That is the plus point which people are liking a lot. And Yes, I'm very fortunate that we have a very big network now. We have a lot of people in that particular global community group, which are deputed on a different post in a very a big organization. So that's how we maintain a very strong network. That's what, guys. I'm listed as a rank one trainer for Citrix and PowerShell as per the UrbanPro list. So thanks UrbanPro for that as well. When it comes to certification, guys, I did a lot of certification from Citrix itself. As you can see, it listed out on the screen. So it started from the CCP-V and CCA-V, CCEE, all these certifications I did. So for current versions as well as for the prior versions also. Because as I told you, since I started my career, I'm in Citrix R&D. So that's why we completed a lot of certification over there. Okay. Now that's what about from my end regarding to my professional experience. Let's come back to the topics, guys. So now here we have a classification. When we are talking about Citrix administration, this is something which is for freshers. Okay, first topic this is for freshers, because freshers don't want much into that. They want to be aware with the Citrix terminology. That's it, not much, because I give a lot of freshers training in SCL as well, in HP also. So when I started to going into the depth, they are saying no, we don't want this. We want, because they just pass out from the college, so they don't want that kind of knowledge right now. They want to be aware first with the terminology. So that is Citrix administration. But when it comes for the experienced people, then we are talking about CCA-V and CCP-V. Okay, so CCP-V is something on a higher end. If you have at least 5 to 6 years of experience in Citrix, then definitely you can understand the CCP-V also. But CCA-V is the one which comes at the first priority. Here we cover our Zen Desktop, Zen App, provisioning services, storefront, and Citrix licensing with a strong content of NetScaler as well. Okay, now CCP-V comes with a lot of experience from the surrounding technology as well. So it's not only restricted with Citrix product. We have to have a knowledge a lot about little bit storage as well, networking also, and from the backup and database perspective also. So if you have that much of knowledge, you can definitely come for CCP-V also. Then we have a Citrix virtual apps and desktop with the cloud connector. That is something which is recently going on. That is 7.19 and 7.20 version of Citrix. Okay, here we are dealing more about the hybrid kind of environment, where Citrix virtual apps and desktop is nothing new, guys. This is something might be people have some myth. It's not new. 7.18 version got is modified name, that is Citrix virtual apps and desktop. It is nothing but Zen app and Zen desktop only, which is on FMA architecture. And this is, we are working on cloud connector, through which you can take your in-premises environment over the Citrix cloud with the help of cloud connector, and this cloud connector help us to connect for Azure cloud as well. Okay, so when we'll start the training, then we provide the introduction for Citrix Cloud as well. Although it's a very small private cloud where we do have only SaaS service available, but the purpose of Citrix Cloud is totally different from Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud, because Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud, these three are the major platform which provides SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS service. So IaaS service is the biggest one, where we are dealing with the building the infrastructure from scratch, and we are working on that. But in SaaS and PaaS, that is not the case. We are working on platform and only on the software. So there's Citrix Cloud coming to the picture. Citrix and VMware Cloud is also there in the market. Okay. Then we are talking about the provisioning services, which is nothing but our PVS. Okay. Without PVS, I would say our Citrix administration is incomplete, guys, because in provisioning services, we are doing the same task as we are doing in Zen Desktop, that we are trying to build a lot of machines for our client, for our users, and we are going to deploy them maybe on the hypervisor or maybe over the cloud. But The main point behind the uses of the provisioning services is it's very easy to use, very easy and comfortable to update all the devices as well. Plus, we don't require any downtime in provisioning services. So when we say about complete Citrix Administration or CCA-V, we are working together Zen Desktop plus Zen App and plus PVS. Okay, so generally we create the machines with the help of PVS and Zen Desktop together, and then we take the machines from them and we, with the help of Zen Desktop, we provide to the user. Okay, but yes, provisioning services we use a lot. There's no separate license required for PVS, guys. Whatever the license we have for Citrix and Desktop, same license are being utilized for our provisioning services and as well as Citrix hypervisor also. Citrix is the only organization who is providing this kind of facility to you guys, that whatever the license you have for Zen Desktop, same license you can utilize for desktop, apps, and hypervisor as well. So one license can work together for your all 4 servers or all 4 kind of virtualization. That is the only and only available in Citrix. Okay. Now, when it comes for the PowerShell automation, as I told you that it's very diversified now. So when we start the PowerShell training, we do from the scratch. Even you don't know the coding, there's no problem for that with me. Okay. On daily basis, we do provide several lectures on the PowerShell automation, retail and corporate as well. So if you know coding little bit, OOPS structure, much better for you to understand, very easy to understand. It will be very fast procedure. If you don't know as well, then also there is no concern, because if you don't know, then we will start from the scratch and will take you like you don't know anything about the coding structure. So in PowerShell basic, first of all, I will build your basic coding structure. Once you will get that part, then we will go further in the PowerShell, and that is our WMI structure, because these are the pillars of the PowerShell automation. Once you are done with WMI, once you will come to know that how to utilize the PowerShell, why we use PowerShell, and why nowadays this PowerShell is so popular, which was not earlier, because we had so many alternatives, and now those alternatives are faded away. So now we are working more and more on the PowerShell. So it's not only for Windows. Nowadays this PowerShell is available for Linux and Mac OS as well, which was a cons earlier. Okay, that was a only con earlier, that this was applicable only for Windows. But now with PowerShell version 6 and 7, already beta version came out, we are able to work for Linux and Mac OS plus Windows as well. So that's how PowerShell works. And you take any kind of open APIs, we can connect with the PowerShell. If you want to connect JavaScript with the PowerShell, definitely we can. Python, we can. HTML, we can. And you take any kind of technology, even if you are aware about the Slack open API based chatting tool, you can modify that Slack completely if you know the PowerShell in a very good manner. Okay, you can do that. VMware, you take the cloud, you take any technology in Windows as well, Exchange Server, Active Directory, DB, SQL, everything you can automate with the help of PowerShell. So these are different module which I'm talking about for the PowerShell. Definitely we can connect over there. A lot of people comes, guys, they say, hey, I want PowerShell training just for the SQL. I want PowerShell training just for the Citrix. It is not like that. Okay, it is not like that. PowerShell training means you are going to learn the PowerShell. Remaining are just in modules which you have to load, and if you know about that particular topic, that particular technology, you can utilize your PowerShell skill over there. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay, when we start the training, I will explain all these things in bit of detail. But yeah, a lot of people have this kind of myth, because if you will learn PowerShell just only for one module, let's say SQL, you won't learn anything. Okay, better than that, you can search on Google and search out the scripts which are available for the SQL, and you can start working. But that is not something which we will say learning, because being an automation engineer, you should be in a position where anybody can come up with any kind of manual task, and we will say to you, hey, is this possible to automate? And you should be in a situation before saying no, that okay, let me have a look. And that particular statement you can say only when you learn PowerShell, not the module. Okay, I do provide script to so many clients globally. Okay, people come so and say, okay, we have this manual task and I want a script for this. Now even I don't know that particular product. It could be SCCM. Okay, it could be Azure, it could be AWS. I don't know all the technologies. But when people say I want this particular, then I have to say yes, let me have a look. Okay, once I will check that part, then I will see, okay, how it is going to work. I will ask them, how do you proceed all these things manually, so that accordingly I can work with that on the automation side. That's how we work in PowerShell, guys. Same thing, in a similar manner, I train my people as well for the PowerShell. You can check my feedbacks on UrbanPro as well as on Google also for the PowerShell, guys. It's a totally different training altogether, even if you don't know the coding as well. So you will love this once you will enroll for the PowerShell training. Totally different, and I will make you comfortable. You can use the PowerShell for any kind of module, even you don't know that particular technology, even if you don't know the DB as well. But tomorrow if someone is coming and saying, hey, we want this particular query to be automated, definitely you will be in a situation to automate that. That's how we learn the PowerShell, like any another language. Like we have Java, .NET, okay, we have a Python, we have C Sharp. Similarly, we have PowerShell, guys. People say no, PowerShell is not a language. PowerShell is a language, guys. Okay, just make it a note in your mind. PowerShell is a language. It use the Windows shell, but it is in a language. It has its own format, own syntax to work. It is based on the .NET. So if you know .NET, definitely you can work better. Okay, so with all these things, I would say thanks very much for to UrbanPro as well, to provide this kind of platform where we as a trainers can communicate to our trainees, and we get a chance to explain ourselves and our skill set, that what we do provide to the trainees and what we can do better in this digital world. Thanks, guys.